Okay.
right?
Okay.
And if I'm able to, if one of my family members is able to show, and I have a direct blood relationship to that family, right? Then shouldn't that then mean all of my family is included? Have that same direct line relationship. But let's think about it this way: if the government came in and did a terrible thing for whatever reason, dropped a bomb in a community, and all of the houses were destroyed.
Okay.
And then they said, "Oh, that was a terrible idea. We shouldn't have done that. People lost property. They lost all of these things." And then the government said, "We're gonna rebuild the houses. We're gonna give you money for the things that were inside of the house, right? And to do our best to make you whole."
Okay.
We know those types of things happen. We know that government working to fix mistakes, right? If you believe it's a mistake and right that a wrong was done, right? That creative thought process we're capable of that. We're a complex group of humans, right? An amazing capacity for intellect. And so figuring out how, I think, is really important. We know that, like many things in 2025, there was a lot of energy around this conversation. One of our ancestors, now gone to glory, Representative Conyers out of Michigan, introduced HR 40
every year. I was talking to somebody about that, and after he left, didn't Barbara Lee, I want to say?
Absolutely.
Barbara Lee took it up, and she started doing it every year. Exactly.
Bucket has made it her business to continue this conversation. Some of it is we have to be willing to keep talking about the things that matter to us in addition to all of the other things that are happening in the world, right? But there was a whole bunch of energy around it after the summer of 2020 or during the summer of 2020. And although it's convenient for other folks to perhaps turn a blind eye or put their attention in other places, we have to be willing to put forth the things that matter to us and stay consistent with it. And so that's why I will always be willing to have a conversation about reparations.
Let's switch it into this then. And this segment we're going to call, Why Does Reparation Invoke Such Strong Reaction? It's a poll show that while majority of Black Americans support reparations, most white Americans don't. Why do you think that's?
I don't know. I've never been white, but I could speculate.
You can speculate.
I could speculate, and I would say,
let's speculate.
It's easy to oppose a thing that you don't understand.
There you go. Okay.
I think it's easy to oppose a thing that you don't understand. It's also very easy to oppose a thing that you think doesn't have any benefit for you.
That's real easy.
That's real. Unfortunately, we are in an individualistic sort of like framework here in the country. Zero-sum game, me versus you, and no real understanding for how our collective humanity are bound up here together, regardless of what we're told.
That's correct.
That is true. And also maybe I'll add a third speculation, which is, and as long as you're at the top, why would you ever be worried about those who are not there?
That's probably the biggest one, because all of that is how you work your way to the.
I know. You said how you work your way to
No, I said in most cases, reparations and those ideas are the things that you build on to get yourself to the top. And then once you get there, like you say, sometimes some of those things they forget about how they got there. And reparation is one of those hard conversations that reminds you that, and I can see that. Let me ask you a question this way then. How do you think we can shift the narrative to grow broader support for the reparation conversation?